my own personal. How was your day? I hope your day was amazing. I'm pretty sure it was. Hey, Sherry, how are you? Where are you guys tuning in from? What country are you tuning in from? Sandra, there's Canada in the house. Cool. Thank you, Sherry, for the one. This is going to be pretty cool. So if you have any friends or families that are teammates that are just absolutely goofballs, this tonight might help them a little bit. So share this out. Hey, Azian, how are you? Good to have you here. Long Beach. I didn't know you were in Long Beach, Sherry. Cool. I saw you playing, wasn't that you playing Cash Flow Quadrant? Love that game. We've raised Mason on that game. Pretty cool. All right, so let's dive in. Why you're crazy isn't half as crazy as you really are. And here's why. Here's why we don't talk about it, because if you did, right, you'd wind up making some changes. So, and all of this information, this isn't stuff I just made up. It comes from, I'm just going to throw out some of the folks that I've been pulling information from. So Bruce Lipton, Joe Dispenza, Earl Nightingale, Bob Proctor, Lynn Grabhorn, Wallace D. Waddles, Mark Victor Hansen, Jim Rohn. So it's all cool stuff. And I'm just compiling it for me and for my mindset. So here's the thing. How many of us have ever wanted more? How many of us have ever set a goal and said, I really, really want that? And when you did that, how many of us have ever set the goal and then it kind of faded away? Either the enthusiasm for it faded away, or so if you ever set a goal and it kind of didn't come, it came to pass, meaning it just passed and it kind of faded off the shelf, type of G, just hit a G, for goal, right? I'm going to share with you why those things go away. I got some notes here, so look, I got pages of notes. I'm not gonna. It's not that I'm gonna go through them all. Whoa, that looks like perfect. So the point is this: I want to make sure that you get some value here. So, how come we set a goal and then we fail at it? It's not us that failed. I promise you. It's not you that said it. It's not me that said it. It's not anyone. It's not Sandra or Nancy or Sherry or anybody. It's not you that failed. You want to know who failed? Pay close attention to this. It was the mindset that we had previous to setting the goal. Yeah, but Sean, I understand that. In order to change a goal, it takes 21 days to form a habit. No, it doesn't take 21 days to form a habit. What takes 21 days is to rewire, to refire, to create new neural pathways that are strong enough and capable of withstanding that conversation that allows us to be able to stay plugged in and tuned into what we want to get done. So here's the point. If you've ever set a goal and it's slipped away, it's not your fault. What typically happens though when we do that? We wind up blaming ourselves. I'm just not good enough. No, now you've got a reason. So what we can do is, here's the thing. We have about 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. We have about 10%, 90% are repeat. So how many of us, listen to this, how many of this, I want you to type a 3 if you've done this. You woke up this morning and you took a shower the same way you took a shower, or if you've got a house that's got a couple of bathrooms in it, you took a shower in the same bathroom you normally take a shower in because all my stuff is there. You washed yourself, you shaved, guys, if you shaved, ladies, if you shaved your legs the same way, you did that. Type of 3 if you did anything that was repeat. How many of you then went out and you got in your car and you drove to work, or you drove to some place, or you saw somebody you knew, or you went to work? How many of you had something that was of a pattern this morning? Just type a 3 in. So here's the thing. If we want these new goals, don't we have to think a new way? Don't we have to feel a new way? That's where the challenge comes in. I'm going to give you some ways to break those habits, to rewire, to refire, because the hardest thing is when we challenge the brain to a new pattern, it gets mad. And it doesn't, the brain doesn't jump up and knock you in the head on the inside and go, hey, what are you doing out there? Come on. But it kind of does. So what's the problem with setting a goal? The problem is that, well, who sets the goal? We do. We think about it in our own mind. Hey, Joyce, how are you? Africa. But our mind is what? What is our mind? What is our brain? Our brain is an artifact. It's a memory of everything that we've ever had. That's what our brain is. So when we set a goal about something in the future, what can it pull from? Right? It's like learning a new language. And in order to learn a new language, we have to do what? We have to practice, 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 practice. And so this new idea of setting this goal, your mind tells you you're crazy at 90% failure rate. Now, doing something like a routine, your autonomic nervous system beating your heart, that's not a failure, that's a success. Driving to work and not running off the road, but getting to work and saying, I didn't even know how I got here. So when you set these new goals, you have to, Stuart Wilde says in his 33 steps to his infinite self, yep. You've got to make some changes. You've got to be in control. You've got to take control, right? How many of us know Tony Robbins? How many of us have ever seen one of his videos where he jumps into that pool that's in the back of his, it's actually a tube in the back of his house that the water's at 38 degrees or something. And he does that so that when his mind comes to a place to where he says, I'm going to be in control, he just does it. There is no hemming or hawing or wondering or should I or shouldn't I. A lot of times we don't have those kinds of things in our life to push us. So I say that to say this. If you've set a goal for tomorrow, if you've journaled for tonight, you've set a goal for tomorrow, you've got to do some things to tell your mind you're in control. So here's a couple of things and then I'll let you go for the night. First thing is you have to create what's called forced controlled change. Forced controlled change. Before you go to bed tonight, sleep at the foot of the bed. Don't put your head at the top. Put it down where your feet normally are. Sleep at the foot of the bed. Sleep on the other side of the bed. Brush your teeth with your opposite hand. Only use one hand to wash your face tonight. Walk backwards around the house for a little while. Now, some of you can hear your mind screaming in your head going, okay, I'm getting off this live. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Here's why. When you say a change that's so dramatic as you're going to walk around the house, R2 in the house, where you're going to walk around the house backwards, your mind is going, that's not the pattern we're used to. Do you realize what we're going to have to do when you start walking backwards? We have to now be aware of everything that goes around, and you've got to, no, that's stupid. That's what you're going to hear. I know it. That's what you're going to hear. Dry yourself off differently every morning for the next 7 days, for the rest of your life. These little things that you can do, we don't have to have huge dramatic things. See, there's the day that you've had enough. Typically, it's 2 times in life that it's given to us, 2 different ways it's given to us. The day you've had enough is it's either handed to you, and that's the heart attack, the stroke, you're out of a job, you're lost, your money's gone, you got robbed, and you make these dramatic changes because why? There was so much emotion tied to it. See, to set a goal that we don't have, that's really not going to, it's supposed to change our life, it's supposed to enhance our life. It's supposed to enhance our life. You're scaring me, I'm sorry. But it doesn't. How can something we don't have enhance our life, change our life, and get us so emotionally excited? It's why we have to go to events, right? It's why we get so excited. We're pumped up and we go, I'm going to do this. And by Monday, we're no longer doing it. So what can you do different? Write with your different hand. Now, I'm not saying you got to do this all day long. But if you consciously make these decisions to be in control, to take charge, to do things that says, I'm in control, this is my life, I'm the one that's responsible. Because we keep putting it off on somebody else's shoulders, but yet I can tell you, when the bills come due or the things need to get done, you're the one that has to deal with it. Not the 70,000 crappy thoughts from yesterday. You're the one that has to deal with it, which is why we get frustrated, right? Stress is when thoughts and actions don't equal results. When the three of those are in a line, when our thoughts and our emotions produce our actions and create the results we want, we're in harmony. We're in harmony. We create a birthday party, it's a surprise party, and people get all excited about it, and they show up and we all yell, surprise! That took a lot of work. That took a lot of thought, right? You've heard people say about parties, oh man, a lot of thought went into that. Took a lot of action, created some great emotions, and the result was perfect. How many of us have ever given somebody a gift and they opened it up and went, oh, a comb? Oh, thank you. A comb, thank you. And you're like, you don't like it. You don't like it. How many of us wake up every morning with the reality, our personal reality that makes up our reality, and we go, I don't like this. I don't like my job. I don't like this. These are gifts that you're opening every day that you don't like. So if you don't like them, you got to change them. Well, Sean, I don't know how to change it. I can't quit my job. I'm not saying quit your job. Dr. Wayne Dyer said, change the way you look at things and what? What do you say, the rest of that? The things you look at change. I love that word, extreme ownership. See, okay, R2, I'm gonna pick on you a little bit. You know I love you. It's simple, but it's not easy. Who said it's not easy? You have done things, R2. That's Rebecca Robinson, for those of you that don't know, that's R2. You've done things, R2, that people have said, oh my God, how could you ever do that? And you go, wasn't that hard? It was nothing. So you're programming, right? If you typed into a computer going, okay, I want programming to work, but I'm going to make it hard. What would the computer do? Okay, this shit's got to be hard. It's got to be tough. So say it's simple and it's easy. Guess what? The reticular activating system, the RAS, will find the easy way. We can make things easy. We can make things tough. This is the programming that happens. I have it all the time. That's why, folks, I've been doing this for 30 years. I still write notes. I still journal all the time. I still have to remind myself I'm pretty freaking good at what I do. But the part of me that shows up that says you're not good shows up a lot. I got to fight that stuff. And the only way I can fight it is by breathing and realizing and saying, I'm enough. I'm enough. Is this making sense? Is this? Yeah, I know. See, this is the thing, is that this programming, and I love you tons, R2, but thank you for doing that. I'm not picking on you to pick on you, but that's why you're a leader. You showed that up. You typed that in. It is easy. It has to be easy. If we just started talking, imagine if we started going around to everybody and go, I love you. This is going to be so easy. Let's get this done. People go, what are they smoking? But because your energy is so strong and it's so powerful, people start falling into that. People start getting around that and they go, yeah, it is kind of easy. Yeah, it is kind of easy. And then all of a sudden, it's what? It's freaking easy. So, forced, controlled change. Force it. Force this change. Force your things to do just the craziest stuff. Write with your different hand. Eat with your opposite hand. Try to talk backwards, right? Learn a new language, like make your own language up. Klingon, I can't speak Klingon. Pig Latin. Speak Pig Latin. When's the last time you spoke Pig Latin? All I'm saying is that you've got 24 hours in a day. If we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts every day and 90% are repeat, holy criminy, what the hell are we doing? We've got to make a difference with this. We've got to do something that says I'm in control, right? When we sit down and we say we're going to do our lives, right? I'm going to do a live every day. And then one day we let it go by. What if every time you let a live go by, I don't know, a flower in your garden died? My name is what? So just take control, be in charge. I work with my clients all the time, and there's certain things that I do with my clients that I say, okay, here's what you're going to do. Before we get in, we can't rewire to refire until you're in charge of the rewire. Too many times, like right now, I'm rewiring you. I'm rewiring a part of you. You're listening to this, you're going, oh my God, that makes sense. I don't want you to say I'm right. I want you to say that's right. Not that I'm right, that the idea is right. Because if the idea is right, you can act on it. If I'm right, then you've got to listen to me. You've got to, well, I got to be around Sean. You don't need me. Honestly, you don't. I'm a good catalyst. I can fire you up, but I can't do it for you. You have to do it. I can remind you. I can help you to rewire to refire, but you've got to do the rewire to refire on your own. So, couple ideas. Walk backwards. Oh, I did this earlier. You can do it because I did it. And I felt stupid doing it. The part of me, and I go, are you kidding me? Next time you go to hit somebody you love, not hit, meaning call. You go to hit their name on the phone. Dial it with your nose. Not the phone number. Just hit the send with your nose. Take the phone and put it up to your nose and you're going to go, oh my God, this is so stupid. Yes, it is. Because you not being at the highest level of your own personal greatness is just as crazy. Why not be crazy in control instead of crazy and frustrated? Why not be crazy and loving life as opposed to being crazy and going, something's got to change. Yeah, you're right. It's got to change. It's got to change with you. Can't be anybody else. It doesn't matter what book you read. It's you that's reading the book. It's that part of you that goes, oh, yeah, that's a good note. Highlight that. Highlight that. When's the last? You've gone through like 10 highlighters. How's that working for you? I'm glad you're not putting any of this stuff into place because the part of you, the 70,000 thoughts that when you start changing these things, start screaming going, wait a minute. What are we supposed to do? You're not using us anymore. It's a pattern interrupt. Walk backwards, dry yourself off differently, speak pig Latin, dial the phone with your nose, and you will start laughing. Isn't laughter a lot better than frustration? And if you can control when laughter shows up in your life, guess who's in charge of your life? Is this making sense? Write down one thing. I really want you to do this. This is a change in pattern. I ask you all to do this. And some of you do and some of you don't. So I'm going to ask you to let me help you in this rewire to refire. Write down one thing you learned and one thing you liked. Kai, how are you? Write down one thing you learned and one thing you liked. And you can do it later. You can do it now. Because I'm going to let you go back to your day. I thank you for being here. I'll thank you for letting me share my passion. It's your turn. It is your turn. Wallace D. Waddell says it's your right to be rich. Riches has very little to do with money. It has everything to do with our 5 pillars, right? 6 if you're spiritual. And just let's go do this. We don't have to wait. Nobody else is in charge of our thoughts. It's what we give up and what we give over. It's time to take it back. It's time for you to stand up. You're all powerful women. You're all powerful men. And it's time for you to take your place. If you've had this burning passion, burning desire to say, I can do more, be more, then by God, that's a thought in you that is a little whimpering mouse that goes, I can do more, I can be more. And yes, my friends say I'm good at what I do. And then the lion from 70,000 thoughts goes, rawr, and eats it and goes, are you kidding me? We got to get back to frickin' work. We got to go back to a job. We got to talk to people we don't like to. Change the way you look at things. Change the way you look at things. I love you all. I'm Sean Murphy, founder of Mental Profits, where your thoughts do create your income, and it has very little to do with money. I'll see you where? At the next event. Remember, write down what you learn, what you like, and if you think this is of value, share it. Share it. I love you all. Bye for now.